the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
48 former rebels in Misamis Oriental receive housing and livelihood aid. AFP neutralizes over 2,200 NPA rebels, confiscates weapons in 2024. DPWH says 12 national roads remain impassable in 7 regions a week after STS Christine hits. Government provides assistance to more Filipino repatriates from Lebanon.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Wednesday, October 30, and we'll bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for the brief overview of our stories, the 58th Infantry Battalion, in partnership with the National Housing Authority, facilitated housing allocation for 48 former rebels in Midland Valley, Misamis Oriental. Alongside this, an orientation on the Tupad Livelihood Program offered tailored job support. Key officials highlighted the initiative's role in providing ex-rebels with essential resources and a path towards stable livelihoods. It is also aligned with national peace-building goals and supporting their reintegration into society.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines reported that 2,218 new People's Army members and supporters were neutralized from January to October 2024. From the said number, 1,952 surrenders, 134 apprehensions, and 132 fatalities. Confiscated items included 1,084 firearms and 342 anti-personnel mines. Additionally, 261 local terrorist group members were neutralized with 197 surrenders, 12 apprehensions, and 52 fatalities.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Shai about AFP and French Strike Force Commander discuss maritime security cooperation.
Yes, good afternoon. The Armed Forces of the Philippines welcomed the commander of the French Strike Force at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City recently. Major General Arvin R. Lagamon, on behalf of AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Bronner Jr., received Rear Admiral Jax Malyard. The activity aims to discuss the maritime security and collaboration. The said meeting emphasized strengthening interoperability and regional stability through joint maritime security initiatives. This is Shai Rivera reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shai.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Armed Forces of the Philippines Public Affairs Office, led by Colonel Circes A. Trinidad, cascaded the AFP Freedom of Information Manual to officers and units of the Visayas Command. Viscom Commander Lieutenant General Fernando Reyeg emphasized the importance of FOI protocols in building public trust, affirming command's dedication to accountable governance and strengthening connections with citizens through responsible information sharing. These sessions aligns with AFP's nationwide FOI efforts to uphold democratic values and empower the public.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the management of NLEX SCTEX is ready for the influx of motorists returning to their provinces for the Undas season. Starting at 6 a.m. on October 31, heavy traffic is expected on the expressway's northbound lane until November 1, particularly from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. For those returning to Manila, high traffic volumes are anticipated on November 2 from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on November 3 from 2 p.m. until 8 a.m. on November 4. Motorists are encouraged to travel during non-peak hours to avoid delays and ensure their RFID accounts have sufficient load.
Armed Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about AFP launches manhunt for NPA rebels after Albay ambush during relief operations. Go ahead, Gina.
Yes, Rofh, the Philippine Army has intensified operations to locate and hold accountable members of the New People's Army who ambushed 49th Infantry Battalion troops delivering relief supplies to storm-hit communities in Barangay Matanglad, Piyudiran, Albay. The 15-minute firefight left one soldier injured by an anti-personnel mine, a weapon banned under international humanitarian law. On the other hand, AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. commended the troops for their resilience and reaffirmed the military's commitment in providing humanitarian assistance despite threats from insurgent groups. This is Gina reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Gina.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine National Police affirmed its effective maintenance of peace and order in the country, reporting a 61.87% drop in total index crimes from July 1, 2022 to July 28, 2024, compared to the same period from 2016 to 2018. Crimes against persons, including murder, homicide, physical injuries, and rape decreased by 55.69%. Additionally, the PNP has improved its operational efficiency, achieving a 27.30% increase in crime clearance efficiency and a 10.28% rise in crime solutions efficiency rates.
DWDD National News.
The Pag-asa said Typhoon Leon has continued to strengthen while traversing the Philippine Sea and will likely be at or near super typhoon intensity during its closest approach to Batanes. Administrator Nathaniel Servando said that as Leon is undergoing rapid intensification, it could reach super typhoon status as early as today, October 30. In anticipation of Leon's strong winds, signal number 2 remains in effect in Batanes, Cagayan, northern and eastern portions of Isabela, Apayao, Kalinga, northern and eastern portions of Abra, also the eastern portion of Mountain Province and Ilocos Norte. Signal number 1 is also in place in the rest of Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, the rest of Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, the rest of Abra, Ilocos Sur, and also the La Union, eastern portion of Nueva Ecija, Aurora, northern portion of Quezon, Camarines Norte, northern portion of Camarines Sur, and northern and eastern portions of Catanduanes.
Armed Forces Radio.
From First Year G, let us hear some information from Meljoy about MBLT-10 prepares for the impact of severe tropical storm Leon.
Yes, Rofh, Marine Battalion Landing Team 10 has activated disaster response and rescue teams and designated personnel for augmentation alongside the municipal and provincial disaster risk reduction management offices to conduct humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations for residents potentially impacted by severe tropical storm Leon. Leon is now blowing wind of 165 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 205 kilometers per hour. It is moving west-northwestward at 15 kilometers per hour. The Weather Bureau, meanwhile, raised tropical cyclone wind signal number 2 over Batanes, Babuyan Islands, eastern Cagayan, and northeastern Isabela. Marines stationed in the northern region, including the islands of Batanes, have prepared all necessary equipment and assets for rapid response in areas at high risk for flooding and landslides. Additionally, the unit has tasked its personnel to deploy to various municipalities to support local government units in executing humanitarian assistance and disaster response efforts. This is Meljoy Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoy from First Year G.
DWDD National News.
On the other hand, Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary Manuel Bonoan said 12 national road sections are still closed to traffic due to flooding, collapsed road, flooding and landslide, fallen tree, damaged slope protection, soil or rock collapse, and road slip. Of the 12 impassable national roads, 1 is in Cagayan Valley, 2 in Central Luzon, 3 in Calabar Zone, 5 in Bicol, and 1 in Central Visayas. Aside from roads, there are also 3 national bridges that are impassable due to Square Bridge approach, washout bridge and collapsed bridge. DPWH said they are located in Cagayan Valley, Calabarzon, and Bicol.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ordered the Energy Regulatory Commission to study the imposition of a moratorium on electricity line disconnections and payment collections from October to December 2024 in areas affected by severe tropical storm Christine. The Presidential Communications Office said the initiative was part of the government's continued efforts to aid the typhoon victims. PCO also said the President ordered staggered payments of electricity for the said months as necessary. Government data show that a total of 1 million families were affected by the weather disturbances in 17 regions in the country.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
Let us hear more updates from Jai Simbahon about Army Chief commands 1002nd Brigade for counter-insurgency efforts in Sarangani.
RB Chief Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido praised the 1002nd Infantry Bagwis Brigade for its initiatives to sustain gains against the communist terrorist group. During his visit to Camp Agaab in Malungon, Sarangani, he highlighted the brigade's Bagwis approach, which focuses on blocking enemy recovery, transforming the lives of former rebels, and fostering partnerships to maintain a CTG-free environment. Moreover, Lieutenant General Galido assured continued support from Army leadership to enhance the brigade's civil-military operations capabilities, crucial for territorial defense and recruitment efforts within the reserve component. This is Joy reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai Simbahon.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Education has mobilized rapid response efforts to ensure that students affected by severe tropical storm Christine will return to their classes as soon as possible. Education Secretary Juan Edgardo Angara said even as classes and government offices were suspended for 3 days, many of their staff continued working from home to coordinate assistance. Over 38,000 schools continued to suspend classes. DepEd has estimated infrastructure damage at 3.7 billion pesos, with 2.9 billion pesos needed for reconstruction.
DWDD National News.
Pag-ibig Fund members affected by severe tropical storm Christine can make use of the Calamity Loan Program and enjoy a moratorium on housing loan payments. Pag-ibig Chief Executive Officer Marilyn Acosta said the members residing or working in areas declared under a state of calamity may apply to alleviate their financial difficulties and allocate their funds toward more immediate recovery needs. Housing Secretary Jose Rizalino Acuzar said the availability of the loan program and the housing payment moratorium was in line with a call of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to extend all necessary support and assistance to help them recover and rebuild. Pag-ibig said qualified members can borrow up to 80% of their total regular savings, which consists of their monthly contributions, their employer's contributions, and accumulated dividends earned.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From Solcom, let us hear from Sena about JDF Bicolandia continues relief operations to typhoon hardest hit areas in Camarines Sur.
The Joint Task Force Bicolandia has continued its relief operations, reaching remote communities in Barangay Timbang, Minalabak and Barangay Siramag, Balatan in Camarines Sur Province. These efforts aim to ensure aid reaches the most in need, particularly in areas that are difficult to access by land due to damaged roads and bridges. The troops were able to deliver packages containing essential food supplies and assorted medicines in the identified priority areas. While not all affected areas can be addressed simultaneously, the GTFB assures the public that it is doing its utmost to meet the needs of every community utilizing all available resources. They are committed to work around the clock until every affected community receives the assistance it needs. This is Anna from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
And for other development story, the Department of Social Welfare and Development has assisted another batch of Filipino repatriates from Lebanon. Under the DSWD's Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situations program, 32 overseas Filipino workers and 12 overseas Filipinos each received 10,000 pesos in cash and 10,000 pesos worth of food aid. The DSWD social workers also conducted interviews to assess the repatriates' condition and needs, particularly their emotional well-being. DSWD FONCR Regional Director Michael Joseph Lorico said the agency will continue to monitor the situation of the repatriates with other government agencies.
DWDD National News.
Department of Social Welfare and Development Secretary Rex Gatchalian holds the highest satisfaction rating among the cabinet members of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s administration. This is based on the latest survey conducted by Tangere. With a 61.07% satisfaction rate, Gatchalian gained notable support, particularly from respondents within the socio-economic classes D and E, who constitute the primary drivers of his high approval ratings. The survey also revealed satisfaction ratings for other key cabinet officials. Secretary of Education Sonny Angaro got 60.73% rating. Secretary of National Defense Gilberto Chodoro Jr. with 55.87%, while Secretary of Interior and Local Government John Vic Remulla got 53.73%.
Armed Forces Radio.
And we have a report coming in from Glenn about Philippine Air Force's 250th Presidential Airlift Wing delivers vital relief and medical aid to Bicol.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. The Philippine Air Force 250th Presidential Airlift Wing deployed a C-295 aircraft yesterday, conducting two crucial relief sorties to Bicol International and Naga airports. The first sortie transported modular tents and blankets to provide temporary shelter for displaced families, while the second delivered essential medical supplies and an 18-member medical team to address urgent healthcare needs in the short-hit communities. These ongoing efforts highlight the Philippine Air Force commitment in supporting government disaster relief initiatives and safeguarding the well-being of affected regions. This is your Glenn Chan reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Guthian.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, the Department of Labor and Employment has released its pay guidelines for the upcoming Undas and Bonifacio Day holidays on November 1, 2, and 30. Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma reminded employees and employers that the no work, no pay principle will be applied on November 1 and 2, which are considered special non-working holidays. Meanwhile, November 30 or Bonifacio Day is a regular holiday. The DOLED encouraged employers to comply with these guidelines to ensure fair labor practices and protect the rights of the workers.
DWDD National News.
The Quezon City Police District will deploy a total of 7,647 personnel throughout Quezon City for the commemoration of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. This is to ensure public safety and order. QCPD Director Police Colonel Melesio Buslig Jr. has implemented a comprehensive security deployment plan involving the Philippine National Police Officer, barangay tanods, support groups, security guards, and personnel from the Department of Public Order and Safety. They will monitor major cemeteries, columbaria, bus terminals, and train stations.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from Ella Mercado about PRO 4A to deploy more than 12,000 personnel for the upcoming Undas 2024.
More than 12,000 police personnel, force multipliers, and advocacy support groups from Calabarzon are ready to deploy for the celebration of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day in all provinces covered of Region 4A. In the release information of PIO Calabarzon, Police Lieutenant Colonel Chita Dalgawiran said 6,557 police officers are from Police Regional Office 4A. 5,675 personnel will be assigned to man police assistance desk, cemeteries, commercial areas, parks and community centers, as well as major tourist destinations, seaports and bus terminals across the region. Calabarzon Police also prioritizes assistance to the following areas: Aguinaldo Highway in Cavite, South Luzon Expressway in Laguna, Southern Tagalog Expressway in Batangas, as well as other national highways in Rizal and Quezon Province, which are expected to experience heavy traffic due to the volume of vehicles during the Undas Exodus. Aside from volunteer organizations who are willing to help the authorities, 650 personnel who will maintain the peaceful celebration of Undas 2024 were coming from various government agencies, include Philippine Coast Guard, Bureau of Fire Protection, Highway Patrol Group, DJMP, AFP, and among others coming from local government units. Calabarzon PNP Regional Director Police Brigadier General Paul Kenneth Lucas already gives instructions to all the provincial directors and chief of police to establish police checkpoints in their area to ensure the safety of those who will visit their departed loved ones in the different cemeteries. PIO Calabarzon reminds the public to follow some rules and regulations to be implemented by authorities for their own welfare and safety. This is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
And now let's hear our report on the ground while Philippines, Canada strengthen ties to boost women's role in defense. Go for the details, Kath.
Department of National Defense Assistant Secretary Arsenio R. Andolong met with Canada's Director General for International Security Policy, Major General Greg Smith, at the 2024 International Conference on Women, Peace and Security. It aims to enhance women, peace and security, or WPS, initiatives between the two nations. Their discussion emphasized ongoing efforts to increase women's representation in security and explored ways to expand training, especially in humanitarian and disaster response roles. Both nations reaffirmed their commitment to collaborative programs supporting women's inclusion in defense leadership and operations. This is Kat reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Kath.
DWDD National News.
The Philippines and the United States signed an agreement for the establishment of the Philippines Center of Excellence on Women, Peace and Security. This will be a third facility to be established in the world. Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity Chief Carlito Galvez Jr. said they aim to transform the country into a regional hub that will promote the women, peace and security agenda in Southeast Asia. Galvez added that they also envision to carry this out through local and national policy engagement. The OPAPRO chief then thanked the U.S. government for partnering with the Philippines.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time and same station. Keep safe to those who will go home to their respective provinces, and to those who will visit cemeteries, do not forget to abide the rules and implementations. Again, this is Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisan